Why have these steps not been timeously taken? It is evident that the decision not to fill the vacancies in the board is deliberate. It is all about the absolute powers vested in the office of the Chief Justice of Nigeria. And
away from election matters, we're going to be discussing a secret that was let out today publicly by one of the members of the judiciary. My name is Angelo. This is Nation Voice Tower, your most preferred YouTube channel. We have known all this while and we knew what happened. Okay, but thankfully, this expose is coming from one of them. Who is them? The judiciary. Yes, something happened today. Retiring Justice Musa Dattijo Muhammad exposed the dealings of the Supreme Court and how the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwoola, misuses power, and lots of secrets that the retiring justice let bare during his final, what I would say, send forth that was organized by the Supreme Court, an event that would mark his formal retirement. Now let us expose this speech of Justice Muhammad Dattijo so well, so you would know how he said it and what he said about the CJN and the judiciary. Now, there has been a crack in the Supreme Court barely just 24 hours after they validated the election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, a retiring justice, of course, I told you, Musa Dattijo, reportedly pulled out from the 7-man panel that dismissed all the appeals that sought to remove President Bola Tinubu from office. Okay, now he has gone further, not only to accuse the Chief Justice of the Federation, Olukayode Ariwoola, of abusing the powers of his office. Justice Muhammad, who spent 47 years in active judicial service, bowed out of the Apex Court bench on Friday, having clocked the 70 years mandatory retirement age. He used the opportunity of a valedictory session that was organized in his honor by the Supreme Court to address what he observed as rots in the judiciary that have continued to affect the justice delivery system in the country. He maintained that the judiciary, as presently structured, gave so much power to the Chief Justice of Nigeria, who, he said, usually takes decisions without consulting other justices. As presently structured, the CJN, according to the justice, is the chairman of the NJC, which oversees both the appointment and discipline of judges. He is equally the chair of the Federal Judicial Service Commission, FJSC, the National Judicial Institute, NJI, the Legal Practitioners Privileges Committee, LPPC, that appoints senior advocates of Nigeria. In my considered opinion, the oversight functions of these bodies should not rest on an individual alone. A person with absolute powers, it said, corrupts easily and absolutely, according to the retiring justice. He went further to say, I quote, as chair of the NJC, FJC, NJI, and the LPPC, appointments as council, board, and commitment members or committee members are at his pleasure. He neither confers the fellow justices nor seek their counsel or even impute on any matter related to these bodies. He has both the final and the only say. The CJN has power to appoint 80% of members of the council and 60% of members of the FJC. The same applies to the NJI and the LPPC. Such enormous powers are effortlessly abused. This needs to change. Continued denial of the existence of the threatening anomaly weakens effective judicial oversight in the country, he added. On the current composition of the bench of the Apex Court, Justice Muhammad Dattijo further alleged that the refusal to fill the vacant slot of Southeast on the Apex Court bench was deliberate, blaming it on absolute power. The retiring justice asked in surprise, why have these steps not been timely taken? The steps of replacing the retired and some of the deceased members of the Supreme Court by representing ably all the geopolitical zones in the country. According to the retiring justice, it is evident, according to him, that the decision not to fill the vacancies in the court is deliberate. It is all about the absolute powers vested in the office of the CJN and the reasonable exercise of saying. The retiring jurist added, on the issue of membership of the panel that heard the presidential election appeals by candidates of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, and the Labour Party, LP, Mr. Peter Obi, Justice Muhammad said, to ensure justice and transparency in presidential appeals from the lower court, all the geopolitical zones are required to participate in the hearing. It is therefore very dangerous for democracy and equity for two entire regions to be left out in the decisions that will affect the generality of Nigerians. According to the retiring justice, he had to expose some dealings that actually made him surprised and shocked at the extent of damage in the judiciary before his retirement. According to him, he said, "My lords, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen, it is obvious that the judiciary I am exiting from is far from the one I voluntarily joined and desired to serve and be identified with. The institution has become something else," according to the retiring judge. These were the statements of Justice Dattijo Muhammad, who actually pulled out of the 7-man panel that gave the ruling that affirmed the election of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, if not for, let's say, the sake of this particular event, maybe we wouldn't have known that this retiring judge or this retiring justice had a voice to lend. We wouldn't have known that this man knew of the wrath and the extent of damage that comes from the judiciary, or that has happened in the judiciary over a number of years. This is shameful to our judiciary, because this is the first time somebody from the in-house is coming to play out lots of rumors. Okay, how do I mean? Coming to confirm lots of news and updates that have come up from these meetings. These things have happened, and we have now confirmed that they have happened. You know, when you look at the judicial system, you notice that, of course, there is hierarchy, but lots of them feel pressured not to speak the truth because of the surrounding issues. Okay, but kudos to Justice Dattijo Muhammad, who let the cat out of the bag. That is that on that particular update. Next on my list of updates, I have a reaction of Nigerians to the judgment, I beg your pardon, of the Supreme Court. Now, with the reactions I have in this video, I don't think with this video and its reactions, there are well-meaning Nigerians who really like Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Please stay tuned to have a brief video on these people on the streets that had to bring out their voices or lend their voices to the fact that they feel embittered and they felt maltreated by the recent subverting of justice by the Supreme Court.
I predict this court yesterday court for prediction that Obi Tinubu Atiku will not get any sand from that judgment, and it happened like that. I didn't be in another bet. You will see me for this area.
You for don't
I don't grow now. I told you people, Nigeria is Naira bet. Nigeria is a gamble.
We are not expecting anything more than what they said. Already Tinubu is there, and nothing can bring him out of it. But if you face the reality, the whole evidence tendered by Atiku should be considered. But Nigeria, you know, Nigeria our court doesn't work. So that's
the judgment for yesterday, sir.
The mistake have been done at the first place.
Why do you say it's a mistake?
Why I say it's a mistake that when election was done, there is many things are not done the way they're supposed to be done.
About give us your reaction.
First of all, during the verdict of the what do you call it? The tribunal. He came and said something about that. The only thing I want to talk is knowing fully well the kind of environment we are into. Even before that, yesterday, I told people around me that nothing is going to come out because since the tribunal has given that verdict, the Supreme Court is going to uphold the verdict of the tribunal. That's how it.
What happened yesterday, Nigerians has moved on from what happened yesterday. But if I were to my own candid opinion, I don't think the judiciary did what they're supposed to do. Because if you see what happened yesterday, even by President Sam was saying that Nigeria is a moving nation. In fact, the judiciary are trying to make themselves a laughing stock from what they done yesterday. So nobody is happy for what happened yesterday. But we have to move.
All right, that was the street reaction there. This is sad. You can't be president over people that don't like you. All right. Yes, it's not done like that. The will of the people to vote you into power comes from their likeness of whatever you have to bring on board. Okay, so when people don't like you, that means even inevitably you didn't come legitimately. And if you're trying to legitimize your emergence as leader by making the poor victims of your own actions, I don't think you're being fair. So I have said countless times that Bola Tinubu would always remain that man who took away the people's will by force, no matter how good he remains in power. Finally, before I call it quits, I would love to urge you to like our videos, share them. Don't forget to drop a comment for us in the comment section. I have an update still to give you, but before I give you that, I would urge you to please subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to tap the notification bell too and watch till the end. It is very, very sacrosanct to what we do here for you to watch till the end. Alright, then if you tap the notification bell, I told you earlier, you will be able to see me first when I drop a new update. Alright, finally, former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan has paid a visit to Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the Aso Villa. In an interview, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan said, according to him, elections are over, so he thereby urged aggrieved parties to sheath their swords. But I will allow you to watch this video. When we come back, I will tell you why I don't support this statement by Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Stay tuned.
Luckily, you said that you've been seeing me every day. You will see me every hour from now. You know, I've been involved in a number of things in West Africa and in Africa. In fact, tomorrow I'm going to Kenya. On the 14th, I will be in Liberia for the Ariran elections. That is what we've been doing. So I'm like a roving ambassador, seeing how we can bring peace to the sub-region, to the continent, and indeed, our country. This happened actually, it's almost like a week ago, but we couldn't. And today, it now coincided with the judgment of the Supreme Court yesterday. So it was an opportunity for me to also to congratulate Mr. President, and we talked a lot about the country. And so you'll soon see me, because there are certain things we discuss, and the country must move forward. And elections are over, so we must move forward.
So with the success of the transition in Nigeria, how do you see Nigeria leading Africa?
Yes, that is what all Africans are saying. I had the program, my foundation had what we call Democracy Dialogue, and Professor Lumumba spoke. He emphasized the need for Nigeria to take a lead in Africa. Because, yes, we have challenges economically now, but we still have what it takes to lead. And these are some of the issues I will continue to have a conversation with Mr. President, including briefing him on all my foreign programs, because they are not personal issues. As traditionally, former presidents go outside the country for this continental, regional program, even some international. You come home and you tell your president. So that's the tradition. So most of the time when you see me here, it's because of this thing that we must do. And to move Nigeria forward, to move ECOWAS forward, to move the African continent forward.
Your Excellency, with the current state of...
That's what I exactly have been saying, because we need to bring everybody, all our political leaders, including all the former presidents, together. We will not be fighting. If we fight, like this common saying that when two elephants fight, the grass suffer. If top leaders continue fighting, they will not suffer that much, but the downtrodden suffer, and we want to end all this tension and so on. So we move forward as a nation.
All right, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan there, former president of Nigeria. Okay. Now, I don't know what Goodluck Ebele Jonathan is trying to say, but in his time, I think during his days as president, when he lost to President Muhammadu Buhari, I was tempted somehow not to say that he was rigged out. Yes, because he's the president of the country. He had the power to rig if he actually wanted to. All right. And to show that he's a very peaceful man, he allowed himself to be defeated. Although lots of occurrences occurred around his administration that made lots of Nigerians detest his administration towards the end. But that's not general opinion though. But Goodluck Ebele Jonathan is trying to urge people to play peaceful. Of course, that is the spirit and that's the concept, play peaceful. But now asking for a sort of combined governance, or a sort of, let's say, I don't know, to put hands together, that is something different, because these two people hold different ideologies, or these three people involved in this electoral petition appeal and all that are people with different visions for the country. Okay, even if they can see themselves, it's hardly seen that these people share the same ideology. So, well, that is a good one from Goodluck Ebele Jonathan there. They should shoot their swords and let's see how the end meets. But we will continue to expose the wrongdoers or the perpetrators of wrongdoings before our country gets into extinction. The fact that they are in power does not mean we will keep our mouths shut. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.